heart toward a fellow human being if you're actually trying to treat them as they were your own kid. And it's respectful relate. I've got grown daughters, and believe me, you're respectful. Dads are respectful to their daughters. They speak to them very, very respectfully with great sensitivity. And it grows, and it's what they want. It's that relationship they want to protect, and we've got to treat each other like that. And I don't want to be a threat to anybody. These are choices we all have to make as human beings, and how you want to be, what you want to be remembered as, and where are you going from here. I mean, getting your values right and all this stuff is, some people say, oh, I'm religious and all this, got to talk about the Bible. Who cares? People say a lot of things. It's still to this day the best-selling book in all of recorded history. It's why, look, life's short. Get smart quick. And that's part of getting smart, is understanding, look, what is this curiosity that is so powerful that people have died for? Do you understand? To get that book out, you understand, a lot of people died. And you want to talk about radical teachings that people tried to censor over the years, and they were unsuccessful, because when God says no, he means no, you're not going to get away with that. So that's why it's here. But a lot of people paid the price, the ultimate price, their lives, all they had to give to bring you that book. So why not read it and find out the truth about the character and nature of God and what his will is for us? He can't hide it. He doesn't want it to be secret. He wants us all to know and to live the way he wants us to live. Like one big, fat, happy family, getting along with each other in peace and harmony and safety, security and freedom and prosperity, all those things that make sense, that are logical, that every parent wants for their children. That's where we learned it from. Glorify God for every good thing you've ever experienced in your whole life, for every good thought you have, for every good thing you say or do. Always honor God above all else. Remember those 2 commandments, the laws of our land. Yeah, we could argue they're based on morals, do not steal, and this and that and the next thing. But really, the laws that supersede those are the laws of God. And those are 2 very simple ones. Honor God above all else. And by extension, the next one's just like it. They're 2 peas in a pod. Love your fellow man as yourselves. So, I mean, it's all very simple and logical. Children can understand this. And it's super powerful. And it clears up all the muddied and bloodied waters out there. You'll have the right opinion on everything, because God will tell you the truth and he can't lie. And it all makes sense. And you go, wow, that's a huge departure from everything. And it's kind of traumatic when you go, wow, you see the light. The way that America could be today. I mean, the assassination of JFK was biblical level evil. That was a coup. America has never recovered from that time. And there's been steps. We've just gradually been going downhill for we the people at large. Okay, but getting off the gold standard that I forgot the name, Nixon did that, Bretton Woods or whatever it was. But then, then this bailout, that was it. I mean, to me, it was the assassination of JFK. That was the big one. That's when the frogs, we the people, were plunked in the pot. That was the time that was precarious, because they didn't know probably if they could get busted for what happened. Because you got to silence some people, okay, when you pull something like that, okay? And who benefited from the assassination of JFK? Look, he was getting rid of the Federal Reserve Bank. Put 2 and 2 together. Come on, it is so obvious. The impropriety is glaring. They shouldn't have existed day one. They should have been disbanded. Any hint of impropriety. But it was glaring impropriety, brazen impropriety, in your face impropriety on the behalf of the Federal Reserve. No, they shouldn't exist. And look what they've done to America today. Put us in debt. Who's paying the debt? The poor. They've stolen the wealth of the nation. And what is the nation comprised of? We the people. You see what they've done? Biblical level evil in our land. Only God can help us out of this quagmire now. We're in this slough. We're sinking. Okay, it's a cesspool of madness and vileness that we're involved in here. This tyranny is so thick you could cut it with a knife. I mean, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. They're tyrannizing your fellow human beings, your fellow Americans, your brothers and sisters, your kids. And what does God want you to do? You think he doesn't want you to stick up for them and speak out in behalf of all those humble minimum wage workers, or those that are in the ballpark that are being marginalized, subjugated, enslaved before your very eyes. They've normalized slavery in this way. If you can't get ahead, okay, you're spinning your wheels, and the wheels just keep getting harder to spin because nobody's giving you enough grease to keep them turning. How's that feel? Fearful, insecure, lacking freedom. Do you understand? If you're not financially free, if there's not hope for people to be financially free, they're enslaved. They've normalized slavery right under our noses. And I got to hear idiots blame minimum wage workers for cost of living inflation, and guys with the intelligence level of Tim Allen out there misleading the public. Is he disingenuous, or is this just a brain fart? And he's got a blind spot there. He doesn't see that, hey, any way to thwart these evildoers, man, a universal basic income, if it does it, do it. Prove to me the system can't work if we're all prosperous. Prove it to me. And I'll point to all the volunteerism out there. And I've worked as a volunteer. Habitat for Humanity, my local soup kitchen, here and there, writing articles. Okay? People falling over themselves to volunteer. Come on, man. I mean, are you really that stupid, or are you being disingenuous and trying to mislead the public? That means you're literally working for the enemy. That's what I see people like that. All those people that oppose the universal basic, we can't give away money. Well, let's stop getting the Social Security. As soon as somebody in their hundreds, that they paid off their, they used all the Social Security they paid into when they were in their 60s, for God's sake. And you're still paying, well, cut them off. Why were you just giving them money? Tim Allen and anybody else, Ivana Trump, I forgot her name, one of Trump's daughters coming out against universal basic income. Well, we got these other guys, multi-billionaires with a conscience, maybe a semblance of fear of the Lord in their soul. We got Elon Musk and Richard Branson and Zuckerberg coming out and saying, yeah, because these guys know, hey, what I got everything, but now I'd like to see a kinder, safer, gentler society. Why not? And then you look at all the pros and benefits of a universal basic income. I mean, all these people that oppose abortion, you know how many more women would decide if they were financially secure? Yeah, why not? Sure, I'll have the kid. You think I don't know what I'm talking about? You think I'm illogical? You out of my mind? Just a harebrained pipe dreamer? No. I'm trying to be a servant of God and a friend to humanity by extension, a servant to humanity, a good brother, a good dad, a friend, a loyal servant to death. I might give my life for yours. Yeah, I like that kind of bravery. Yeah, that appeals to me as a man. Yeah, protecting innocent men, women, and children. I'm that guy, even though I'm a pacifist. I hate violence, but if I'm forced to use it, then I'll use it with a very clear conscience, because it's not done with malice aforethought, premeditation, or anything like that. So that's who I am. I want the best for people. Yeah, I'd like to see convenience store clerks stop getting their heads blown off for a few bucks. Yeah. I'd like to see people stop killing each other for life insurance, spouses killing each other for a few bucks. Yeah. I'd like to see a lot of the crime, but the vast majority would dry up overnight if you had a universal basic income where everybody was afforded dignity, because it wasn't what I said or he said or any human being. It was thus saith the Lord. This is what's in Scripture. Share. It's God's planet. We're God's children. They're God's resources. They're trading on Wall Street. A Tobin tax is very fair. Besides, it all goes full circle. The prosperity, everything is copacetic everywhere. Prosperity, people go to work. The only thing is we are more innovative because we're not worried about losing our jobs to automation anymore. The benefits, it blows my mind. We'd end the national debt in no time. Pay this debt. Hey, you know what? Our money's sound. We're getting the debt paid off. That's what would happen. Your currency, if we had a true capitalism, it would gradually increase in worth. That's according to the laws of supply and demand and free market. That's just what happens. Yes, you say, to what ends? Well, yeah, you figure it out. You got a nominal fee for your basic human needs. And if people can afford to eat a couple of pennies. If you want to play games with the luxury items, manipulate markets and all that, have to it. If you, that's your idea of capitalism. But when it comes to essential human needs, we should learn to have them on a nominal at a nominal fee. Just slow, gradual progress. Your money should increase in worth because we find easier and easier methods to produce all the things we want and need. It's as simple and cut and dried as that. A kid can understand the rhyme and reason, the logic, the why and wherefore for what the things I'm talking about here. So yeah, we wouldn't need a universal basic income if we just saw our money keep going up in worth. That'd be great. But is that what's happening? But we've gone the opposite direction, like I pointed out. Decade after decade after decade, I've had to witness this. It's a grievous injustice to the people at large. We're that minimum wage worker. You're that criminal that got desperate and did some stupid thing. You're that homeless person. That's the way Christ wants us to look at this thing. Whatever we do or fail to do for the least of these, we do or fail to do for him. Do you know what would happen to dubious war if we dried up desperate poverty? It'd go away. A man doesn't need to be conscripted to go kick Hitler's butt. Good